Welcome back to the episode of the Ministry of Truth. I am your only host on the show because, well, I refuse to hire anybody because, well, most people are assholes, and I'm one of them. What do we got going on today? Well, got real world shit going on around the world. None of it good. So if you're here for some good news, you're in the wrong fucking spot. So before we get into anything, obviously I like to start it off with a quick music. Monologue's going to be kind of short because I really want to get into all this shittery, fuckery that, shouldn't exist in this country, in this world. And we'll get more into that right after this brief message. I promise this is not a Jeff concert video. This actually, you can hear it. It's a music video that they made of from like 20 concerts. You know what? Oh, wrong band. I think it's Kevin Mark. Enough of that for right now. Let's get into some
the South Korean
smaller topics of today, which actually will probably lead to more important topics of the day. But the first one we want to get to is a news article from the Counter Signal. And if you live in Ontario, Canada, I believe it's Ontario, Canada, your doctors may have been making monies just for every immunization received that may or may not have to do with, the vax. An Ontario doctor has lost her appeal to the Province's Health Service Board in order to pay back $600,000. She claimed after having undergraduate medical students volunteer mass vaccinate thousands of individuals in 2021. Every COVID vaccine an Ontario doctor administered came with kickbacks from the Ontario Health Insurance Plan fee-for-service model. Each injection administered in 2021, a doctor could claim $13 if the sole reason was for patient's COVID shot. An additional $5.6 could be claimed. Wow, that's pretty good. They get paid more money just for giving the shot, huh? In December 2021, Kingston-based Dr. Ellen Ma set up POP clinics on property outside her licensed practice on St. Lawrence. Oh. So she wasn't doing it in office. But still, Canadian doctors in Ontario were getting paid almost $20 in 2021 per vaccine. Pretty sure the vaccine was like maybe $1 a vial or however the fuck they had it. Not my problem, right? What's up, Southwest? So that's one thing for you. Canadians, they got rich off of you. Doctors and Big Pharma. Kind of like in the US. We know they get kickbacks. That's why they fucking have all these different drug reps, and doctors only prescribe certain medications because they got kickbacks. It's not a secret. So those of you that are wearing masks right now, or aren't wearing masks right now, you're raw dogging some air. According to this ex-Washington Post journalist, we all know Taylor Lorenz. Piece of shit she is. What's up, Batmom? Former Washington Post journalist Taylor Lorenz has claimed that people who do not wear masks in public are raw dogging the air in an explicit Latin social media rant. Lorenz, the controversial columnist, has grabbed headlines for branding President Biden a war criminal, unleashing the foul-mouthed tirade Monday as she ripped criticism of her continued mask wearing during the ongoing COVID pandemic. It's still going on. I love when people find photos where my mask is off for 5 seconds outside for a photo at my book party, whatever, Taylor Lorenz. I'll raw dog the air all I fucking want, alright? Not putting a condom on to breathe this fucking air. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't held burn pits. Still alive. Maybe. Alright. Now, enough of me reading for a while. This has happened to a 12-year-old kid in... I don't know where it is. Maybe the story will tell us. It goes against everything known to man that is wrong. It's wrong. And I've always said, when you want to transition, don't make your kid's choice for them. Let them choose. And once they turn 18, they can start the process. Don't start it at, 12?
I'm going to be right here.
And you can squeeze it.
The 6th grader is about to have a tiny medical device implanted in his left arm.
Cut this up.
Jack's dad and mom are at his side.
Oh, jeez, I'm really terrified.
Jack, just relax.
It's
just in your head.
Jack's not a boy.
Jack, relax. Just
Meredith's
relax.
going to put some more numbing to make
It's
sure
just
that it's
numbing.
all numb, okay?
The implant stops female puberty and will keep Jack from growing breasts.
There you go.
What would you say to people who think kids are just too young to make this kind of decision?
Sure, I'm a kid, but it doesn't take a genius to realize that I'm not a girl.
An estimated 1.4 million adults in the U.S. identify as trans, 150,000 teens. But
I'm
figures for
transracial.
younger children are largely unknown. Here in the Bay Area, there are at least 6 clinics for trans kids. UCSF serves about 800 children at its 3 clinics. Stanford sees
Way to go,
300 kids.
California.
Kaiser Permanente wouldn't tell us how many patients it sees
That
at
one
its 2
loves
centers.
Tuesdays because it's
But
top.
we do know there are more than 1,000 trans children served at the other 4 clinics. Some kids started therapy at 3 years old to transition socially, which means changing their names and wardrobes to match the gender they choose. Which brings us back
Bro, when I was a
to
kid,
Jack.
that age, well, not so much middle school. My parents was like, no, you can't wear Halloween costumes to school every day. Why not? Because it's not proper. Give a fuck. At least I wasn't dressing up as the opposite gender, pretending my name was Michelle. Yes, good morning, Laura Pickles. I did a quick story on Ontario doctors for you. Now we're moving on to transitioning kids.
Yeah.
It's been more than 2 years since a medical implant began pausing his puberty.
It went really well. It's in there, and you know what? It's working right now.
Doctors recommend kids get off puberty blockers by the time they turn 14, which means Jack will soon have to decide.
Yo, why do they have an implant that stops puberty? That actually makes no fucking sense if you ask me. It's an invasive procedure for sure. Does it cause sterility? I mean, it's a boy. Right, Jack is a boy, guys. Let's feed into the delusion.
Whether to start taking testosterone to blend in as a boy, or get off the drugs to restart puberty as a girl.
Why would I ever want to go back into that shell? Because I know deep down inside I am a boy. And I know I won't change my mind because being a boy is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Deep down inside, I'm a lesbian. I'll admit it. I'm a lesbian.
Like, why would I ever want to be a girl again? Because I know that's not me.
Of course, it's California. Parents of the Year are all in California. And according to Gavin Newsom, it's the fifth greatest economy in the world. But when you think about it, the economy is great. Dude, your minimum wage is barely paying what minimum wage should because the price has increased. You literally have a map of where shit is located on the streets in your city of San Francisco. Weird, Newsom. Weren't you the mayor? Anyway. How about you telling me how these insurance companies are no longer providing insurance for houses because it's cost ineffective for them? Forget to mention that part. Right. Oh, this is cute. So this teacher right here, I guess she doesn't like Trump. Hopefully she doesn't push any of that on her class, because that would be wrong. As a teacher, you should be unbiased. So let's see if this teacher is unbiased or if she has a vocal opinion on social media. I'm not a teacher. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
I don't want to hear one single word from a single Republican, Trump-loving parent when the public school system stops working for their kid. I don't want to hear one word from any Republican parents that live in rural areas when their school gets shut down and consolidated with another school 20 miles away because theirs doesn't have enough Title I funding to operate anymore. I don't want to hear a single word from any parent of a special needs child that voted for Donald Trump when their kid stops receiving services and supports at school. You no longer get to play the victim anymore.
Schools don't even provide supplies anymore. Teachers don't even provide supplies anymore. They have a gift basket where everybody gets all the supplies on their list, and then they throw it into a honeypot until they get to high school. It's weird. And she looks like the kind of teacher that, goes off what the parents give them. Paper towels, tissues, hand sanitizer, shit like that. Yeah, I remember. I was a dad, too.
We will do everything that we possibly can to make sure your child still receives a free and appropriate public school education as it is required by law, but you do not get any extra support or sympathy. I'm going to need y'all to suffer in silence and figure it out on your own. When Republican parents finally realize how much their public school system has atrophied because of neglect due to Republicans, and when
yes. Because the Department of Education was totally fixed in the past 4 years. Still can't blame that on Republicans, can you?
And they finally come to the realization that they're going to have to pull their kid out of public school, quit their job, and homeschool their kid. Or even more hilarious, when they finally decide that no matter how many vouchers Donald Trump promises to give them, they're never going to afford private school. I don't want to hear one single...
Those vouchers weren't meant for people in rural areas. I hate to tell you this. That's for lower income inner city kids, not the rural kids. They could give two fucks about a private school. Point at the stupid bitch, and I'm not pointing at my crotch.
Single complaint out of any one of those parents that voted for Donald Trump. Oh, what are we going to do? My child can't go to a school this is what you wanted.
Yo, can we get teachers for misinformation? They're supposed to be pillars of the community. Am I right? Am I wrong? Pillars. Pillars of the community when they are pieces of shit anyway. Well, I'm glad Laura's in here. How would you feel about, Canada either losing American funding
can't.
or Canada becomes the 51st state.
And tonight we're getting some new details about that Trump-Trudeau dinner from two people who were at the table. We are told that when Trudeau told President-elect Trump that new tariffs would kill the Canadian economy, Trump joked to him that if Canada can't survive without ripping off the U.S. to the tune of $100 billion a year, then maybe Canada should become the 51st state and Trudeau could become its governor. Brett.
Of more on that detail.
But I feel like he's more in line with Pierre Poilievre, but then this guy, Trudeau.
Panel, Peter.
What do you think about that, Laura? Huh?
Thank you.
And tonight we're getting some new details about that Trump-Trudeau dinner from two people who were at the table. We are told that when Trudeau told
When I saw that story, I was wondering, well, that's kind of weird. And I was like, wait a second. I'm going to play this. Because I know some Canadians going to watch it and be like, I like the idea. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. You know, don't believe in religion and all this shit, but this dumb bitch, I don't agree with what she says. And of course, obviously, I won't agree with what it says because that's something I'll never do. But if you believe in Jesus, the Lord and Savior, here's what she thinks you should do. Ah! What in the world?
Okay, just imagine with me for a moment. So, like, let's say Jesus has some free time, like just an hour on a weekend, not on a Sunday. And he's like, I'm going to come back to Earth. And he sees that it's like really highly populated, maybe overpopulated. And he's like, you know what? Procreation's not working right now, so we're going to take a little hiatus. And everyone should be homosexual. As a straight man, would you be like, oh yeah, I'm going to suck dick because I don't want to be a sinner? Then why do you think it works the other way around? How does that make sense to you? You know what Jesus didn't talk about at all in his whole entire lifetime? Homosexuals or gender non-conforming transgender people. And they were there.
No, they
Maybe
weren't.
if he didn't talk about them, neither should you. Okay, just imagine with me for a moment.
So you mean to tell me back in biblical times, they had transgender people? And Jesus should come back to Earth and say we're overpopulated, so everyone should be gay. And would you suck a dick for Jesus? No. Absolutely not. Fuck is wrong with you people? I understand you're a guy pretending to be a woman, so you've probably sucked your fair share of dicks. But no. No. And that fucking purple hair ain't doing it for you, bud. It ain't. And if you think people think you're a woman, you ain't. Okay? I'm not going to do that one. Not going to do that one. Yeah, okay, we'll do this one. I like it when people cry. Well, that sounded real bad, didn't it? Where is it? Where is it? What up, Lart? We know you would, Laura.
I am never gonna get married. I'm never gonna be able to adopt kids.
Oh, I need to put my headphones on.
I'm a queer woman.
Queer woman, so that means you love it.
And every single one of my rights is about ready to be taken away.
Oh, you have no rights.
My rights as a woman. My rights as a queer person.
Uh-huh. I didn't know we had queer rights.
I will never walk down the aisle.
What?
I will never have a family of my own.
Okay, cool. You're queer. How the fuck can you have a family if you don't want to procreate? I can't believe those queers, female queers, having their rights taken away. Oh man, you female queers. Did queer change the definition over the past 20-something years? Maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm slow. But we used to call faggots queers. Just so you know. That's what the original term was for us. Yeah. Ooh, let's... Yeah, people that talk and cry is kind of fucking cringe. I do it sometimes, but that's when I'm like... My dogs are retarded. All right. Let's get to this. I want to read you guys something real quick. Proclamation of Martial Law Command Number 1. To protect liberal democracy and ensure the safety of the people from the threat of anti-state forces operating covertly within the Republic of Korea and attempting to overthrow its system, the following measures are proclaimed throughout the Republic of Korea, effective December 3rd, 2024 at 11 p.m. All political activities, including the operations of the National Assembly, local councils, political parties, political associations, assemblies, and demonstrations are prohibited. Well, in South Korea, as of yesterday, today, whatever, you can't protest. You cannot protest, all right? You can't. It's illegal. We're going to arrest you. Anyway, number 2, any acts that deny or aim to overthrow the liberal democratic system, including the dissemination of fake news, manipulation of public opinion, and false agitation are strictly prohibited. Whoa. Okay. All media and publications are placed under the control of the Martial Law Command. Uh-oh. Wait. So you're telling me only the media, or the government controls what comes out of the media? That's never a good thing, right? Acts such as inciting social disorder, such as strikes, slowdowns, and gatherings are prohibited. So if you're trying to strike for better pay in South Korea, get back to work. All medical professionals, including resident doctors currently on strike or absent from the medical duties, must return to their post and diligently perform their duties within 48 hours. Violators will be punished under martial law. If you're a doctor and you're on vacation, get your ass back to work. You got 2 days. Measures will be taken to minimize inconvenience in the daily lives of ordinary citizens who are not associated with anti-state or system overthrow forces. Violators of this proclamation will be subject to arrest, detention, and search without a warrant under Article 9 Special Authority of the Martial Law Commander and the Martial Law Act of the Republic of Korea, and will be punished under Article 14 Penalties of the same law. December 3rd, 2024. Martial Law Commander, Army General Park Asul. That's what's going on in the Republic of South Korea right now. It sounds like shit that a certain political party of our country would have loved to do. Silence everybody, silence everything. You do as you're told or we're going to put you in jail. Sounds like 2020, 2021. Sounds like Canada's freedom fighters. Come on, motherfuckers. Bring it. And of course, Korean population, they're not armed. They don't have weapons, shit like that to protect themselves. So we're going to do what the government tells us to do because it's best for my public. It's best for my. It's in my best interests. Here they are getting off the vehicles into a staging area. A rock. Look at the guy.
Okay.
Nice Japanese palm or flower pear tree, whatever. How the fuck do they still have leaves in front of their trees? It's cold as fucking Korea. Well, we're gonna get more into it, LARP. CNN actually did an article. Not an article, a story. So this is their protest. Notice how there's no weapons. Not breaking windows. They're attacking cops with their cell phones. Look at that police bus line. Nobody going in, nobody going out. Curfew. Go to bed, bitches. Oh. Whoa. Why do they have armored vehicles? That's typically for war. So what you're doing is you're turning the American government, or the Korean military, the Korean police against the Korean people because you don't want to accept the loss of your election. Oh, that I don't know. I think I've heard this story before. But let's continue. All right. Now that we saw a couple of those videos from the ground, now I'm going to show you what CNN released this morning because for some reason stories like this are a little bit harder to find early in the morning. I guess because it happened not that long ago, but I'm here for it.
President declaring martial law in a late-night TV address. CNN's Mike Valerio joining us now from Seoul. Mike, I know the detail pretty sketchy at this point. What do we know?
Well, we have disturbing details that are just crossing the Reuters wire, Becky, as our colleagues and team of journalists are sorting through what this means. Reuters reporting at this hour that all media in South Korea are coming under the control of martial law command in South Korea. What that means for us here at CNN, unclear. Our bureau's broadcasting from the heart of Seoul, South Korea. But protesters, according to information that is just coming into our bureau here, are being told by law enforcement that they can be arrested
What's up, Yeti?
Without any warrant in this new chapter of martial law that has begun just about an hour and a half ago. So to bring our viewers up to speed, what exactly we're dealing with here, the president of South Korea, Yoon Suk-yeol, comes on TV in an unannounced address to the nation and says, Becky, because of what he described as elements of government that are, from his view, sympathetic to North Korea, to communist forces, because of those things and others, he is declaring martial law for the first time since this country has been ruled by military dictatorship in the 1980s. Now, we are trying to sort through what this means for democracy in this bastion of democratic rule in East Asia. I live about just a couple minutes away from where we're broadcasting from. There are police, Becky, who are on their phones.
Are you allowed to be broadcasting this? Did the martial law approval authority approve this? This is CNN, so I might make a phone call to South Korea.
Calling their captains, calling their colleagues, asking, what are they to do? What does this mean? What is going on in the building that I live in? And when you're just walking through the streets, there are people who are running to their families' homes to be with them, to figure out what to do to be close to loved ones in this moment that is unprecedented in so many of our memories. So Yoon Suk-yeol, the president of South Korea, did not lay out what specifically he wants to do with these martial law provisions. We're waiting for some sort of text that outlines what powers he says he will have. But from the information that is trickling out, the leader of the Democratic opposition party, Lee Jae-myung, is saying, there's no way this can fly. And paraphrasing what he's saying as we're taking in all this information from him. This is an illegal move, Lee Jae-myung, the opposition leader, says, and this has to be canceled. So lawmakers are streaming to Parliament, but we are also seeing reports of...
right here specifically is that there are people in the United States calling for Joe Biden to do something similar.
Of activity at Parliament being declared illegal as
These
well
are lawmakers.
because of these martial law regulations that apparently have come into effect. So to say that this is unsettling would absolutely be the understatement of the evening here at 11:42 p.m. local time on a Tuesday night. There are whole multitudes of people across the city who are stunned and are trying to figure out how an unpopular president made this move and what is going to happen next and what this means for democracy here in South Korea, Becky.
Stand by. I'm going to let you go just for the moment because I'm sure you can spend your time wisely
So-
bringing in more information.
If the country continues down this path, my question is, at what point does the U.S. military pull out of South Korea? There's a lot of them there, to include family members. What's going on with them? I have questions. I just have questions.
Information to CNN. Thank you for the time being. I want to bring in Kenneth Choi, the international.
Well, I assume they're letting foreigners leave, but the Rock Army, they're not letting those guys get out of the Army right now. If that means something, they have a stop loss. Whenever the United States, we stop loss the military, that means we're going to war. I'm just saying, that's Korea. And their military is based off a lot like ours because we train them.
Editor for the Korean newspaper, the Chosun Ilbo. It's good to have you. How do you assess what is going on and why?
Well, actually, a lot of people are dismayed. I've been in close communication with a lot of people, journalists and friends in political circle. Actually, everybody's flabbergasted. Don't know what's going on right now. We understand why the president made his call the way he did it, but it's absolutely stunning. It seems like he hasn't informed a lot of people, even inside his circle. So there's a lot of confusion going on. The opposition party has filed
If we could pull out, we would have a long time ago.
Yeah, sorry, let me just be quite clear. You said you understand why the president did this, made this decision. Can you explain what that is? Why specifically do you believe that he has declared martial law, and who are these sort of communist elements that he is talking about wanting to purge?
Well, he is frustrated because the opposition party, which controls about almost 2/3 in the parliament, has impeached 18 of his cabinet ministers level, impeached the prosecutor general, so they are impeaching everybody, and then the opposition party cut down almost $4 billion in the budget, government budget. So he believed.
So the opposition party is going to cut down $4 million on the budget. So that the opposition wanted to cut the budget and you pull martial law? I would have thought that was a good thing. Are they going to go after... Is this going to reciprocate here? Are they going to go after Doge?
That the opposition party is trying to shut his government down, and he believed that all the leftist element from the North Korean agents or whatever has penetrated into this movement, and they are sort of inciting all this instability. I'm not sure whether this is deemed necessary to have a martial law. That's a secondary question, but when I said I understand why he did it, because he's frustrated. I'm not sure whether that's justified, because even the president of the ruling party said he was.
The reason the United States is there is to keep. Some people it's to keep North Korea from invading South Korea. It's quite the opposite. We're there to keep South Korea in bay, because if we left with their military powers that we gave, provided them for, who knows what the South Koreans would do. And now seeing this, I'm like, wow, maybe 25 years ago I wasn't wait, what's the word? I was smart back then as well, and I could see shit the way it was supposed to be. But I was a young private, didn't know any better, doing what I was told.
We'll try to stop this. So right now there's a lot of confusion going on. The martial law committee chair, I guess whoever it is, has declared that no political activity is allowed from now on. So I think, as you said, the very essence of our democracy is probably come to a halt. I don't know whether it's a price we should pay. So a lot of people right now, it's middle of the midnight, so people are confused, still watching what's being
It depends. I've trained with rock soldiers. Some of them are pretty legit, and they're fucking like, dumb. Oh, move forward, me smash, me kill. Eat rice, eat kimchi. But then there's some that are like extremely feminine. A lot of the Korean males, kind of effeminate. Just like any other Asian country. Would I trust the Rock Army? Probably not. Would I have it to where they could potentially give North Korea a run for their money? Absolutely. The only thing is North Korea's got nuclear weapons. If it wasn't for that, South Korea would run shot all over the fucking North.
being sort of played out. And actually, there's a lot of legal aspects into this that needs to be taken care of. First, the president declared martial law, but the parliament can override this. And if the parliament requests, with a simple majority request to, put the martial law back into the cabinet, then, he has to, follow through. But the question is, will he, or, does he, bind to follow through, or does he, just continue to declare martial law? It still remains to be seen. So, a lot of people are very, very confused at this time of hour.
You said a lot of people are confused. It is obviously very late at night. This announcement was made on live television at 10:30 at night. Can you explain why you believe that the president might have made this decision to go live with this so late in the evening? Why not wait until tomorrow? I mean, is there any understanding as to whether he thought, leaving this until the morning would have been a risk?
I have no idea, to tell you the truth. I don't know why he chose this time of the day to declare martial law.
One of the things
and a lot of people that I talk to think that
the Korean War has never officially ended. And I was told this back then too. It's just been a long-standing ceasefire agreement. And Donald Trump, when he was there with Kim Jong-un, he reaffirmed that treaty or ceasefire agreement between us and them.
I'm not sure whether he has thought through this whole procedure at this moment, because the police are in confusion. The military is not mobilized at all. You can't. I just saw. I just looked out the window, and the traffic is still going on without any problems. So and then the martial law committee just declared that no political association is allowed. But that's just the words. There's no physical movement by the military or police. So, it's really a puzzling thing. I don't know why he chose this time of the night. I mean, declaring martial law and putting everybody.
Dawn and dusk. Just the way that happening since the Native Americans, at least for the U.S. military, we learned it stand to because of the Native Americans and how they attacked at dawn. All right. Now we're going to head into President Barack Obama. Barack Obama 2.0, Joe Biden, and his pardoning of his son and other people's takes. My take on it is he's going to pardon his son. He should probably pardon some of the January 6th people. All of them. That are still in jail and have been since 2021. Waiting on trial with no charges. Just sitting, rotting, waiting. When not one person from January 6th has ever, you can fact check me, has ever been charged with insurrection. Keep that in mind. Hunter lied on a federal form in which, the liberals are like, well, we need better background checks. Well, you can do a background check, but as you can see, President's son is above the law and he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
The Biden situation disgusted me in terms of the parting only from this standpoint, Chris. Nobody on the planet, you want to be a cynic and you want to act like you would be offended by something like that. If you're one of those people out there, fine. But no one within reason would have a problem with him saying, it's my son. I love him. There's no way I'm sending him to jail. And I have the power to avoid it. Nobody would blame him for that. But that's not where he went. So I didn't have a problem to answer your question directly with the decision that he made to pardon his son. Boo Boo the Fool knew he was going to do that. I don't care who he stood in front of or sat in front of and said that he wasn't going to pardon his son and he was just going to go by the letter of the law. Please, everybody and their grandmother knew he was going to pardon his son. But to come out and to start talking about how it's been a witch hunt and the Department of Justice and others were after him or whoever it was and, GOP rather was after him. Well, wait a minute. What have y'all been doing with Donald Trump all of these years? Now, you can make an argument about the legitimacy of the cases against Donald Trump compared to what wasn't legitimate, etc. That's not the point. The point is it was clearly politicized. You had folks on the left who were hell-bent on going after Donald Trump because they were determined to make sure that he couldn't run for re-election or that these elements would get in the way of him possibly winning re-election. And now we know why more than ever, because they weren't confident they would ever be able to beat him. He'd been a Republican nominee since 2016. He beat Hillary Clinton with the Electoral College vote. He wouldn't concede defeat in 2020, but he did receive over 74 million votes at that particular moment in time. And then you fast forward 4 years later, despite the 34 felony convictions, the 2 impeachments, the bevy of crimes that he had been accused of, the Republican voters out there, the conservative voters out there, and a lot of independents from various communities said, he's the guy we want, and I've said it on many, many occasions. It wasn't about him. Just like it wasn't about Biden in 2020, it was more against Trump. In this particular instance, it was an indictment against the Biden administration, what had been going on for the last 4 years. Some of the things going on with the border, obviously inflation, of course, crime in the streets, of course, woke and cancel culture and all of that, it all played a role. And so for him to come out and to talk about that this was a witch hunt when clearly it could be argued that's exactly what you were doing to Donald Trump, or you assisted in doing, seems beyond hypocritical. And that was what disgusted me. It wasn't his decision. It wasn't him pardoning his son. It was the weak, pathetic explanation that he gave, which has most critics just shaking their heads and raising their eyebrows and saying, what nerve you have.
Now, I agree with you 100%. I went light on that point in my open because I knew you were going to make it. I agree with you 100%. And he didn't have to do it that way. He could have just said what you said, which is, when
I see Stephen A. on, doing political commentary, it was hard for me to grasp it at first. Like, this motherfucker's a sportscaster. The fuck does he know about politics? Sometimes I still think that. But he's got that much of a brain.
Hey, look, I don't want them. He's my son, and they're going to go after him. And if I can protect him, I'm going to protect him. You know what else Biden should do? And I know people are going to get upset about this, but just think about it before you go crazy on me. Not you, everybody else. If I were he, I would pardon Trump.
As this sounds, Chris, that's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. Enough's enough. You know what? You're the Democrats. You lost the election. You got your butt whipped. You couldn't prevent him from going back to the White House. More than a dozen cases have been dropped against him. The cases that have been ruled against him, he's going to appeal, and he'll probably get off from having to deal with all of that. It's time to move forward. You want to get at Trump, sit back and judge what he does. Guess what? You got a midterm election in 2 years. Are you going to be ready if you're the Democratic Party? You should be. He's going to be in the presidency for 4 years. You're going to be able to judge every single act that he does. March forward, move forward. Gerald Ford could have let Nixon suffer. You know to say he didn't let that happen. Why? Because it was for the good of the country. The whole hanging Chads issue in
Is it cutting out? Is it cutting out for everyone else? I mean, I didn't hear it cutting out. Let me know if it continues.
2000 between George W. Bush and Al Gore. Gore could have dragged it on. He didn't. It was for the better of the country. And a lot of times these folks speak about this stuff, but they don't do what they say they're going to do and what they implore others to do, which is where the disgust elevates exponentially for Washington, D.C., because we know they're full of it most of the time. And today was the latest example of that.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen.
And I believe this is a mandatory, yes, mandatory music, bathroom, drink break. I'll be right back. I'm back. How's y'all doing? Oh, I realized I was quick. I gave y'all 2 minutes, 19 seconds out of 6. So that's a plus. Now, along with, how our world is fucked up with not only politicians, but we're going to have a few more episodes.
May have been
people who should not have fucking kids. These people should not have or ever be able to ever again have kids. These are the kind of motherfucking people that need to be sterilized.
How responsive? The AC was on. She's dead. We have nothing.
It's a scorching 109 degrees in Marana, Arizona on the late afternoon of July 9th, 2024. A frantic 911 call sends first responders racing to the aid of a 2-year-old child, found unresponsive after her father left her to sleep in the family's car. As investigators try to piece together what may have happened, unsettling discrepancies begin to emerge, and shocking evidence raises a haunting question. Was this a heartbreaking mistake or a catastrophe waiting to happen? The suspect in question and all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
It's like
baffling. I don't know. It's baffling that this happened.
Our lives have been literally perfect.
The panic 911 call comes in around 4 p.m. from 37-year-old Christopher Schultes. As the dispatcher attempts to keep him calm, Marana County Police and first responders weave through the busy streets in a desperate race to get to the scene.
What are you reporting? She was in the car sleeping. She's unresponsive.
Okay. And who is she?
Please.
Who
My
is she?
daughter.
Is she still breathing?
No, she's not breathing right now.
Okay, we need to start CPR right now.
Yes, we are. We're starting CPR, yes. I'm so sorry.
Okay, is she breathing yet?
It was just like this. How long has it been? Half hour. It was, but it turned off.
They have started CPR. Mom is a doctor and is also performing CPR on the baby.
In the car for half an hour.
Come on, baby.
Deeper. Move on, give her breath.
By the time police arrive, paramedics have already taken over efforts to save the child, but the situation looks grim. As the temperature outside is boiling, they need to know how long she was exposed to the deadly heat.
Half hour, 45 minutes.
45 minutes, okay.
The car's been on.
She was left in the car after 45 minutes, but it was said it was on. Was the air conditioning on?
Yes.
But I guess it turned off, right?
As the paramedics need space to work, Chris walks away from the desperate situation. The officers attempt to keep Chris calm as he experiences rapid shifts in his emotional state.
Chris. Oh, yeah, let's get some more. What's going on? Why are you with me?
Because we were first responders and we were on scene when they called us.
The AC was on. My worst nightmare. I have sciatica pain, so I can't be sitting down. Please, baby, please. Anything.
Despite their best efforts, the situation takes a dark turn.
I mean, I don't know if we should be the person to do everything now. She's dead. Like, I need to be with her right now.
Oh, God, I know. No.
She's
dead. We have nothing.
Only a doctor can pronounce someone dead. FYI.
Sir, they're doing the best they can right now, okay?
Shortly after arriving at the hospital, 2-year-old Parker Schultes was pronounced deceased, a devastating result of intense heat stroke. While waiting with officers inside the house, Chris's demeanor continues to alternate between panicked and eerily calm.
Thank you.
Abnormal behavior.
Can we get you anything? What? Yeah.
I can't believe this. This can't be happening.
Oh, but it did.
She wants me to try and get her right to the hospital.
Hey, we'll accommodate that for you, all right? We're just gonna need to get a statement from you about what happened, what's been going on.
Well, if that was the wife calling from the hospital, why did he answer the phone? What? I mean, I do that sometimes when I know who it is, but not when it's a situation like that. What the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Obviously, I know this isn't easy for you. Okay, it's not easy for anyone around right now.
As the officer prepares to get Chris's version of events, a group of investigators outside try to piece together what little information they have from the child's mother. However, a disturbing observation made by one of the paramedics will leave them questioning if there's more to the story than they've been led to believe.
Mom's an anesthesiologist, so Mom was working. Mom arrived, asked where the daughter was. Dad came out here, brought the kid in, looked like that. Mom started working on the kid at that point. Dad said the kid had been in the car for 45 minutes. AC was running.
So this car wasn't running when you guys got.
No, the car was not running.
Sounds like he was aware because he said he left the baby in the car to sleep and left the car on.
No medics were talking about rigor in there already.
While Parker's physical state upon the paramedics' arrival raises suspicions with the officers outside, Chris begins to explain his version of what happened.
My daughters were at Elevate with my friend next door. They got home about 2:45 or so. We've just been hanging out at home. She was sleeping in the car, and I had the car on. But it has a sensor where every 30 minutes or so it'll turn off if you haven't moved. I swore she was in the house playing with her sister.
So if it turns off after 30 minutes, she was in that car for 15 minutes and that happened? Something doesn't add up.
There's like she always does. I haven't been doing anything else really on the house. And
what time?
Well, we never do this anywhere, but I'm home, right? Like you're home, you're safe, you're like your kids are home.
Right. I'm sorry this is all going on.
We always park that car in the garage usually, but I just got a Peloton recently, and the Peloton is in the garage now, so that's why it's not even in the garage. But
And how long was she sleeping in the car out there?
I want to say it was no more than 30, 45 minutes.
The chilling reality is that Parker remained in the driveway for far longer, a darker truth that will soon come to light with devastating implications. Meanwhile, as tensions simmer in the stifling heat outside, two officers take refuge in the shade and vent their mounting frustrations over the tragic situation.
No summer one. That's it. Frustrates me most of the the AC is on. No, I'm not missing.
Especially with this, it comes directly, the back seats directly in the sun.
Well, it's worse than that.
It's worse.
The whole car was in the sun. I'm seeing that one car right here, because when we started making it to the car, along across the hood was piping hot.
Now taking a break from questions, Chris makes a startling move that leaves officers stunned. As they attempt to relay the gravity of the situation, his willingness to cooperate takes a sharp turn.
Just to let you know, I don't want to feel like we're intruding, but we're gonna have to stand by with you for a while. All right.
Is there a reason why?
So any death, we have to treat like a crime scene. I know this is extremely difficult for you. This is a normal process that we have to follow through with. I don't want you to be blindsided by anything, but that's what's going to be going on for right now, okay?
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my baby.
Not at all. I know that.
That's not what it
And I know this isn't easy for you. That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay? I don't want to keep any secrets. I don't want to hide anything for you. Someone's going to talk to you about what happened, though. All right?
Okay.
We will keep you updated with everything.
My whole family, my whole family is going to be ruined.
Wait.
We'll be all right. So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you know.
You can stay in the room if you want, but I'm not going to talk.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker we get this done and finish up, the sooner you can be with your wife. All right?
I'm trying to rinse off so I can go to the hospital to be with my wife.
We're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by with us.
I don't understand why.
Okay? Please.
I don't understand why.
I tried explaining that to you. We just need to stand by with you.
I'm standing by. Why can't I take a shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. Okay. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower.
After settling on a change of clothes, Chris is informed that his other two children, two girls ages 5 and 9, have arrived with their grandmother and are waiting for him outside. As he passes by, a keen-eyed officer spots that Chris is holding something in his hands that detectives will need to collect as evidence.
He's got the shirt she was wearing. Are we going to need that?
Probably, yes.
So we're gonna need to take the dress. Okay?
Well,
Part of this scene, so we have to take her dress. We have to leave it here. Like he said, we're doing the investigation still. So we have to have her dress. We can't let you take her dress.
Investigators decide to let Chris go ahead to the hospital, opting to speak to both him and his wife later that evening. The following recorded interviews between them and the detective detail their version of what happened. But as you'll soon discover, shocking discrepancies and jaw-dropping evidence reveal a far more devastating series of events.
If you can walk me through the events, starting from obviously this morning and then to eventually you guys reaching out and calling 911.
Pretty normal morning. The girls woke up and one of their friends had asked them to, they wanted to go to Elevate with like their mom's friend. Their best friends live next door. Grandma was supposed to come get them. I think she showed up around like 10:30 or something, took them to Elevate.
As the older daughters left for the trampoline park, Parker was supposedly left alone in Chris's care. He next explains that he went to a doctor's office and took Parker along with him, only to discover that it was closed.
So then we just basically turned around and came home. And I looked at the clock and I remember thinking like, oh, I gotta get home because the girls are gonna probably head back soon. So we got home and the girls weren't home yet, but baby was sleeping in the car. And so I had taken some stuff inside and I had came back out and the girls were there. They had just pulled up. And so they came inside and I checked on the baby. She was still sleeping. And then came back inside. That's where I just kind of like...
Why didn't you bring the baby inside?
I don't know, thinking that she was playing with her sisters. I think that me coming home and thinking that, you know, the girls were going to be home, so I got to like come back in and out kind of thing.
You said the girls came home. You remember about what time that was?
I want to say it was like 2:30.
The next-door neighbor, whose kids went with Chris's older daughters earlier in the day, has a very different answer for what time the children came home.
And you said they got dropped off about what time?
Probably 1:30. I'm thinking like 1:15.
And then, do you remember what time you left to go to the clinic?
I don't.
Okay. You remember roughly about what time you got to the clinic and saw they were closed?
Probably about 2.
Security footage from nearby businesses and Chris's own neighborhood paint a shockingly different picture, as we'll soon uncover. The discrepancies between his account and what the cameras captured will be impossible for detectives to ignore, especially as an even more startling pattern of behavior begins to surface.
So the girls get home about 2:30. You checked.
Still sleeping and the car was still on.
Okay.
I think it's like every 30 minutes or something, like turn off if you haven't moved the car.
I don't know. I think the lockout period for the car is like 20 minutes, if I were to guess.
Is that something that's happened before that you've noticed with the car? Or?
I've noticed the car stopping before just because I was sitting in it one time and not like having anything going on and it just turns off. So I know that it does that at some point.
Crime scene investigators performed a test to replicate this event on Chris's car, and while the exact time varied between each test, the vehicle turned itself off consistently around the 20-minute mark. 1 hour after the engine shut off, investigators recorded the temperature of the back seat where Parker was left sleeping. It was a sweltering 149 degrees Fahrenheit.
And then you go inside. You guys are doing things as normal. Then what's next?
Girls were playing in their room on their iPads like they usually do. That's where I thought the baby was. Girl said hi, but the baby didn't come say hi to her, so that's when she was like, where's the baby? I was like, I don't know, I think she's sleeping. And my daughter started looking for her first, and the girls said that she was sleeping in the toy room, but when I got up and went in the toy room, she wasn't in there. And then we were like, And then I was just walking around the house, like checking the rooms and stuff, because I figured she was in one of the other rooms. And I went out in the driveway and checked the car.
Already, Chris's timeline casts doubts as it places Parker in the driveway from before 2:30 p.m. up until the 911 call was placed, much longer than the 30 to 45 minutes he originally claimed. These discrepancies won't escape these seasoned detectives, but the truth they uncover will be worse than they imagined.
And as far as letting sleep in the car, you've done that before with the kids and all?
No, not that I'm aware of.
And then, had you done anything like this before, where you just let her sleep in the car? or anything like
No, that's normally, I mean, I have the girls with me usually, and their girls are always, good about like, Dad, get the baby, like we'll walk to one side together.
Well, if you're an
I don't
adult,
mean to be insensitive, but I have to ask these questions. Any issues at home? Any problems?
No, we have the perfect life. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, every day we're just in awe of just how much we love each other, how perfect our girls are, just how full everything is. It's just, it's like baffling. I don't know. It's baffling that this happened.
While they both claim it's never happened before, security footage witnessed by police, along with more unsettling claims, will ultimately reveal the possibility of a disturbing pattern of behavior. On the morning of July 9th, the day of the incident, Chris allegedly pulled into a gas station at around 12:06 p.m. on his way to the doctor's office. He's seen entering by himself, and after buying 3 cans of beer, enters the bathroom. Only 1 can remained as he exited without paying around 12:10 p.m. Chris's vehicle is next seen arriving at the doctor's office at 12:12 p.m., hours before he originally claimed. His vehicle is then seen making a third stop at a Bosch's grocery store at 12:30 p.m. Cameras captured someone matching Chris's description entering the store at 12:40 p.m., once again alone. He's then seen returning to the vehicle at 12:47 p.m. At 12:47, neighborhood cameras captured Chris entering the neighborhood. The vehicle was captured pulling into the driveway at 12:53 p.m., where Parker was left asleep until 4:16 p.m., when the 911 call was placed. Parker Schultes remained in the driveway for more than 3 hours. The possibility that Parker was left unattended at each location may have been a shock to detectives, but to neighbors it was no surprise. After hearing troubling rumors circulating in their small neighborhood, investigators begin to question them and are shocked at the surprising allegations. Neighbors tell police that there have been multiple incidents in which the older girls were rumored to be found lost and wandering the neighborhood, while Chris was nowhere to be found. As well, a second neighbor came forward to say she'd been involved in a number of search parties for the girls over the years and claimed that while Chris was home, he would have no clue they even left the house. While Chris and his wife both adamantly denied regularly leaving their children alone, disturbing text messages surfaced between the two that seemed to contradict their claims. In this exchange, which took place just after Parker was taken to the hospital, the messages read, "I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you?" To which Chris replies, "I'm sorry. Detectives are coming for me. I'm going to prison. I killed our baby." Additionally, in the months leading up to Parker's untimely death, the mother accused Chris of driving under the influence with the girls in the car. As well, it appears that Chris admits to speeding at nearly 140 miles per hour with one of the children in the back seat. One burning question still remains: what Chris was doing while Parker was supposedly trapped in the scorching vehicle for over 3 hours.
Between 2:30 and then when you came home, what were you doing?
Working on laundry. The Office was on TV.
Right.
Just drinking a Dr. Pepper. Vacuuming on the stuff in the house. It was just like a lounge around the house day.
A search of Chris's phone may shed even more light on his activities at the time. Shockingly, around 2 p.m. while Parker slept in the hot car, Chris may have been browsing for men's clothing and searching for adult videos, raising chilling questions about his priorities and state of mind. With enough probable cause to make an arrest, police once again returned to the home on July 12th, just 3 days after Parker's tragic death.
Hey, how you doing? Doing all right. You have Chris come out to us, please.
So, based off of our investigation at this point, right, we have determined that there's probable cause to go ahead and charge you for what happened. Okay?
Let's come out here, Christopher.
No.
It's okay.
No.
Okay. So, listen.
No.
Dude,
listen.
he's off.
Okay. This doesn't change. This doesn't change what's going on. Okay. What happens at this point? It's simple. Okay. What happens at this point is you are going to be taken into custody, all right, and you will be booked. And then after you are booked, you have an initial appearance with the judge within the first 24 hours, okay? After the first 24 hours, right, the judge will determine bond and things like that as far as what happens next. At that point, the case goes to the courts. It'll be between you, it'll be between your attorneys, and it'll be between the county prosecutor. Okay. So, again, I can't change the consequences of what happened.
His position in prison.
But what I'm going to ask of you. Okay.
Come on, Chris. Let's go over here. Can you grab him some shoes, please? No.
They're right there. They're right there. Everyone, let me put shoes on.
Can I just ask one thing, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you say bye to our kids?
Okay. So listen to what I'm saying.
I'm not resisting. Just please.
Just relax. Just relax, Christopher.
I need you to listen.
Just relax.
We will
Just
get
relax. Just relax.
The timing of the arrest doesn't sit well with Chris's wife and mother, who express their concerns as well as their harsh opinions about the officers themselves.
Just so you guys two, we're trying to make this as little of a scene as possible. So
I don't think we wait till after the funeral.
I don't want the kids to see that get hauled.
Seriously.
That's going to be between you and the court.
Can I give him a kiss?
Yeah.
You want to kiss that pup?
There you go. Chris, I'm gonna be here and I'll take care of everything. I love you. The funeral is Friday. No heart. No heart at all.
As officers prepare for transport, they make one final consideration given the extreme temperatures.
Anything inside your pockets? You just have to, it's standard, okay?
Hey, Brooks, on the AC, look on the bottom, it says rear. Let's get the AC.
Oh.
As good as I can do my chance. Hold on a second. Thank you.
Christopher Schultes was arrested and booked into the Pima County Adult Detention Center. He's been indicted on charges of second-degree murder and child abuse related to the death of Parker Schultes. While he was later released pre-trial services, the court had asked for a $1 million bond. During his second showing at the court in August 2024, Schultes pleaded not guilty to the charges. The charges have now been escalated to first-degree murder and child abuse.
Oh. Whoa, I didn't see that end coming. Good for him. Hopefully he gets convicted, and if he doesn't, have to go into a coffin, he should be doing plenty of booty duty in jail, right? So we're going to go from a piece of shit dad who leaves kids in a heated car for 3 hours while he watches porn, from one to, I didn't know I was pregnant. What do you mean there's a baby in me?
We got a newborn baby. It's been discarded. Looks like it's dead.
You knew that you were pregnant, right or wrong?
For sure, for a complete fact, no. I did not know completely, absolutely, positively.
You realize that we have your computer.
That's not my computer. I didn't really have much concern for the baby. I was more concerned about my well-being and taking care of myself.
Then they turned over like pictures, and I really hope they're not trying to show pictures in the courtroom. If you're
When a horrifying discovery is found in a trash bag outside a sorority house at Muskingum University, suspicion falls on a young college student. As investigators dive into the truth behind the gruesome find, unsettling evidence begins to emerge, leaving them to question, is the suspect telling the whole truth, or is there more to the story than she's leading them to believe?
So they told me it's going to come down to who do they believe, me or the coroner?
Details of the chilling incident that took place on Wednesday, April 22, 2015 in New Concord, Ohio, begin to emerge in a conversation recorded between the student Emily and her mother, Sandra.
Did anyone knock at the door? Yeah, somebody tried to get in the bathroom and knock at the door, but there was no sound whatsoever. The door was locked. They could not get in. Nobody answered. Why do I not know any of this? Because you were just help.
It began when Emily's sorority sisters found a tightly knotted trash bag resting against the side of the house. They tore it open, uncovering a terrifying scene that would soon send shockwaves through the entire community.
Hey, it's Jim, University PD. Hey, I'm going to need you to send a deputy over here to 125 Lakeside. We got a newborn baby. It's been discarded. Looks like it's dead. Okay. This call's on the way too. Yep. Thanks. Bye.
Police quickly arrived at the sorority house where 12 young women lived while attending the nearby university. While it was unclear at the time what pointed witnesses to one specific resident, everyone believed the mother of the child to be 20-year-old Emily Weaver. Detective Todd Maley from the Muskingum County Sheriff's Office conducted a brief interrogation with Emily, documenting their exchange. At first, Emily denied having a baby, but faced with the fact that DNA evidence could connect them, she admitted the child was hers. With the hopes of uncovering how such a horrific tragedy may have happened, the detective returns the following day to question Emily once again. However, little could prepare the detective for the shocking truths he'll soon learn as their conversation unfolds.
When I first came over here yesterday and we first met, you lied at first about being pregnant.
Yes.
And then you ended up admitting that you were. What happened yesterday morning?
Like, do you just want for sure from like me having the baby?
Of course you were pregnant. Did anybody know about that? Tell me about that.
No, no one knew about that.
Now, you told me that there was rumors.
Yeah, but I didn't take a test or anything.
However, it would later be revealed that Emily did take a pregnancy test at the university's wellness center. They would reach out to Emily in an attempt to share the positive results, but their calls, emails, and texts would go unanswered, begging the question, did she simply miss the messages, or did she choose to ignore them? The answers begin to reveal themselves in a series of text messages later uncovered between Emily and her ex-boyfriend, Logan. On March 18th, 1 month prior to giving birth, Emily texts, "I don't know what to do besides keep it a secret, and I haven't told anyone about this situation, but it's getting harder to keep quiet about." Emily tells Logan they need to talk about the situation they're in. She accuses him of acting like nothing's going on, saying he has no consequences.
Well, tell me about some of the rumors.
Well, basically, I just heard it coming from one girl saying it. Because, like, my roommate is, like, talking to someone, and he said it was brought up, and some of her sorority sisters have brought it up. But, like, I've only, like, heard it come from that one source.
Why didn't you want anyone to know that you were pregnant?
I didn't exactly know I was pregnant.
In a heated exchange on April 17th, just 5 days before giving birth, Emily accuses Logan of starting a war by telling others, indicating that the two of them may not have been the only ones who knew.
You didn't know you were pregnant. Now, you were showing.
I mean, I gained weight. I mean, not an excessive amount, but...
When did you stop having a period?
Sometime after August, but I was still, like, spotting, like, throughout.
According to Detective Maley's notes from the day prior, Emily also claimed she had no visible stretch marks and experienced no nausea, symptoms usually indicative of pregnancy. But based on a pin about a baby's nursery setup she saved on her social media account and the text she sent to Logan, it's clear she was aware of her situation.
And I don't want to beat you up about this, but you knew that you were pregnant, right or wrong?
For sure, for a complete fact, no. I did not know completely, absolutely, positively.
Emily tells Logan, "I just don't know how to deal with this situation," to which he suggests she go to a clinic. Her response, "I'm 7 months," goes against her claims that she had no idea she was pregnant. As the detective confronts her about this knowledge, she continues to give vague answers.
You suspected you were pregnant.
I mean, it crossed my mind, but I didn't.
Okay, and that's what you said last night. You said it crossed your mind, and I said, how did it cross your mind? And you said what? Do you remember? You told me because you gained weight.
A little bit, but nothing significant.
I don't believe that you went into the bathroom and had this baby and it was a complete surprise. That's not true, is it?
What?
That when you went to the bathroom and had this baby, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was pregnant. I mean, that's unrealistic.
Why are you tearing?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect I was going to have a kid right there.
However, alarming clues, including Emily's search history, hint that she may not have been as blind to her situation as she wants the detective to believe. although none of this still explains what really happened to the baby.
Have you looked up things on your computer, on the internet, in reference to concealing a pregnancy?
What's concealed?
To hide that you are
I
pregnant?
don't know what concealing means.
No.
Have you looked up things on the internet in reference to
I don't know how you have a pregnancy.
to terminate a pregnancy?
I mean, yeah, I look things up, but
On how to terminate a pregnancy?
or yeah, if it came down, like,
Okay.
and most of it was like abortion. It's mostly all I looked at.
However, Emily may have more than considered the idea, as is revealed in a text exchange on April 17th, just 5 days before giving birth. Logan sends a text to Emily which reads, "You should have gotten it taken care of when I told you to." In Emily's bedroom, investigators uncovered a startling new clue, but getting a straight answer as to her intentions would be no easy task.
The pills that were found in your room, what were they called?
It's like black. Starting to see.
Is it black cohosh?
Yeah.
Are those pills to induce an early labor or to terminate a pregnancy?
I mean, I think there's like options, but I haven't taken them.
Okay, so those pills do that.
Yes.
Regardless of whether she knew all along or was truly unaware, her decision to hide the truth once labor began raises disturbing questions.
What was going on before the birth?
I just felt like an uncomfortable pain. Is that like what you want? Like that?
Is that what you had, was an uncomfortable pain?
Yeah, it wasn't anything like severe. It wasn't like I didn't think anything of it. And then
Where was it at?
where was that?
Yeah.
My bedroom, like in my bed. Just
No, I mean, where was the pain at on you?
oh, just like stomach area, like nothing like it wasn't low or anything. It was just like my stomach. And then I like thought I had the stomach bug because when I went to the bathroom, I kept I pooped a lot. And like the stomach flu's been going around, and like one of my housemates had it, so I was like, well, maybe that's just what it is. And so, like, I would just poop, and then I just lay back down. I didn't think anything of it. Kind of like dozed in and out throughout the night. And there's later on, there's like a more like sharp, heavier pain that was lower down. And I went downstairs, like I said, because if it was the stomach flu, 8 girls live upstairs. Like I didn't want it to be contagious, so I would get it. So I figured that would be the best place to go because it'd be the easiest to don't go, go clean and investigate.
The admission that as many as 8 other girls were sleeping upstairs while she gave birth raises concerning questions about no one hearing a sound or rushing downstairs. However, this still didn't scratch the surface, as a morbid question will soon cloud the entire case.
So then what happened?
And then I just sat there, and then all of a sudden, I just felt like a rip and heavy pressure, and then
That's crazy.
the baby came out,
And where are you at in the little bathroom?
sitting on the toilet.
Okay. So you feel this pressure,
Mhm.
and you said the baby comes out.
Mhm.
Did you scream? Can you describe how it came out and what it looked like?
I mean, I didn't scream. I was quiet about it because I didn't want anyone to wake up or be concerned. So it wasn't god awfully painful. If people hear, it wasn't. I mean, it hurt a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. So I didn't really scream. I might have been breathing a little heavier, but that's about it.
So when the baby came out, where did the baby go?
The toilet.
Oh,
In a conversation with her mother later, the two hint at the possibility of disturbing photographic evidence being witnessed by others.
I really hope they're not trying to show pictures in the courtroom. I have a feeling they are. If you're above.
Okay. Describe to me the baby's position in the toilet.
It was laying down. I'm pretty sure I think there's paper towels in the toilet it was on top of. It was It was facing like, I mean, it was laying, but like it wasn't like turned in the water. You know what I mean? Like it was like head was facing upwards.
And the baby was born alive.
Yeah.
On April 22nd at 7:12 p.m., just before the police arrived, Emily sent the following horrifying text to Logan. "No more baby. Taken care of." As Logan demands to know what happened, texting, "I want to know how you killed my child," she states, "I went into labor last night for 6 hours. It was a girl with your dark hair," adding she didn't make it due to placenta complications. However, a later shocking admission by Emily may suggest the truth is not so simple and worse than the detective could have imagined. As Emily continues her harrowing account, she tells the detective the baby was making slight movements but was not crying. Throughout her unsettling account, she never mentions encountering other household members or hearing a knock at the bathroom door, as the phone call with her mom had suggested.
I don't remember any of this stuff. I mean, they said there was no sound whatsoever, and there was no you, there was no baby, there was no nothing.
Whether someone may have stood just outside the door, unknowingly within earshot of what was happening inside, remains unanswered, as no witnesses have come forward. For now, the heartbreaking revelation that the baby was born alive raises troubling questions about her death and disturbing possibilities for what may have happened next.
After I tried to like stop some of the war bleeding, like I tried to check on the baby, and it was just like, it really wasn't like it wasn't doing anything.
Now, how did you try and check?
I guess I just like looked, and it wasn't moving.
Okay. So you said you took the baby out of the toilet and laid it where?
Just like on the ground.
Although Emily's story may be true, it seems the detective is reluctant to believe her and might be suspecting that she's withholding a darker truth.
And we talked about this last night, and I explained to you that the pathologist is going to be able to tell
Yeah. If it was choked or something.
the cause of death on the child.
Mm-hmm.
And did you do anything physically to...
No, I didn't do anything physically. Obviously, I didn't do much at all. I was more concerned about me than I was the baby.
Detective Maley's notes reveal that Emily expressed concern, stating, "I don't want this to seem like I intentionally killed the kid." When asked if she choked the baby, she answered, "There's no way I could even comprehend something like that." Though Emily stands by her story, an autopsy report will later shed light on this tragic mystery. For now, the detective shifts the conversation to what Emily did next after giving birth. She briefly explains that she laid in bed, sleeping off and on through minor stomach pains, until about 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
So then my roommate was like, "Well, what do you want to do for dinner?"
And who was that?
Paige.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't really know. So then we just decided to go to McDonald's, at the airport McDonald's.
So how did you get there?
I drove.
Mm-hmm. She go with you?
Yeah, like felt fine. Went to our room, sat there, ate it. Then I showered.
Like nothing happened.
Everything felt fine. I felt fine. So after I showered, I got on the computer. I started typing. I had a presentation due today, so I started like doing it, and I didn't look anything up about the situation on the computer. So if you can look that up, but I didn't look anything up on the computer or anything. I just did my presentation, and then that's when fire department showed up and came upstairs and asked if I was okay, if I felt fine. I said yes, and then that's when everyone, like the police department, whoever, came up.
What Emily did with the child following the birth will soon come to light in her own harrowing admission.
I want you to think about this. You know that there's going to be an autopsy on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've went over this, and I've got your answers to those questions. If any of that's not true, what you told me, I need to hear that from you, because it's going to look much better on you if we hear it from you rather than hear it from the doctor.
Yeah. And if I was going to intentionally kill a kid, I feel like I mean, I would have like not put its head up and just let it drown, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I intentionally inflicted harm on the kid.
You did.
Really started breathing.
Did you try and keep her alive?
I didn't do anything to keep her alive.
So they told me it's going to come down to who do they believe, me or the coroner.
As police arrive on campus and begin to question Emily, Logan sends a panicked message, reading, "What did you do?" When asked what happened immediately following the birth, Emily begins recounting her actions. After giving birth, she describes going to the kitchen and returning with a knife, which she used to cut the umbilical cord. Emily vividly recounts the baby's final movements before claiming they stopped altogether. Afterward, she admits she disposed of the baby's body and other evidence in a black trash bag. Emily then lay down on the couch for around 15 minutes, leaving the trash bag on the bathroom floor.
Then after that, like once I felt like I could like walk, I like went out and I took it outside and I set it just right by the house. Like it was trash day, like I could have took it to like the trash bins, like the trash hadn't gone out or anything, but I just sat it there and I came back in and I was still losing blood, so I just like laid like on the couch.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Why did you just set her right outside the door and not somewhere else?
I just didn't know. I didn't want to like travel. Like I didn't want to throw her like in the trash bin for like the garbage people to like just throw in the trash can. So at one point I thought about burying her, but I didn't want to like take her like away, and then because I wasn't in like I felt like the safest like position yet. Because I was laying down and I was still losing blood, so I was just like, well, maybe I need to go if something doesn't stop soon. But then it slowly like started settling down.
Now, why didn't you call 911?
I mean, I probably should have, but I just didn't.
Okay.
I feel like there was anything left to do. I just thought the baby was gone.
Though we may never know what Emily had been thinking, rising tensions between Emily and Logan shed a horrifying light on the situation that foreshadowed the tragic events that would soon follow. While accusing Emily of drinking throughout her pregnancy, he tells her she might as well just kill it. Despite Emily's grim admissions and the incriminating texts, investigators still have no clear proof of exactly what happened to the baby. However, the coroner's report will soon reveal harrowing details about the child's tragic death. For now, it appears as though the detective is searching for any sign of remorse from Emily as he asks her one final question.
Can you sum this up with how you feel about this?
I wish I could be like rewind the situation, I guess.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
I just wish it was like you could go back and I could have like called 911, but I didn't. So,
with enough evidence to charge Emily with a crime, she's taken to jail with a bond set for $1 million.
Good.
While behind bars, conversations with her mom, Sandra, continue as Emily faces a critical decision to prove her innocence.
I have to go to court at 2:30. Oh, today? I either have to take 15 years or go to trial. The prosecutor just came at me and was like, well, we're going to drop if you plead out to this, we're going to drop your two tampering with evidence charges because you've been good while you've been in jail. But he said it comes down to you knowing this whole time about it, having conversations about it, and it just looks bad on you. So go to trial. You think this is a good decision? I think it's your best option. All right. All I can tell you to do is pray about it. Okay.
Resolved to take the case to trial, Sandra reveals their attorney's strategy to present Emily with a positive image in front of the jury.
Oh. You telling me that, or explaining, I need to get you about 4 outfits together, and I need you to look young, but not like a nun. Conservative, young looking, but not like a nun. He didn't say anything about makeup or anything. I know. I feel like I can't have it. Oh, well, it's okay. You look better when you're pale anyway. I feel like I'm going to look pretty rough. My hair is going to look ridiculous. Just have somebody braid it.
In a tearful moment, Emily reflects after a discussion with her attorney, describing her feelings toward the crime in the face of the upcoming verdict.
He was like, how would you find yourself? And I was like, whoa, can you say how you're going to find yourself in this? Of course I didn't find myself guilty. I feel that's what I've always felt.
On July 29, 2015, after declining the 15-year plea deal, 20-year-old Emily Weaver pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Though her motive remains unclear, the defense argued she may have been suffering from a dissociative episode due to having an unperceived pregnancy. In a statement by Emily, she explained, "I didn't identify it as a human being," adding, "I wasn't associating it as a baby. It was an it." At the trial, the devastating truth of what happened to the child was finally revealed. According to the autopsy, the coroner concluded the baby died of asphyxiation. On May 13, 2016, a jury found her guilty of aggravated murder, abuse of a corpse, and 2 counts of tampering with evidence. Emily Weaver was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. However, in December 2022, the case was reopened after an appeal argued that her life sentence did not accurately reflect the nature of the crime and that her punishment was not consistent with similar cases. In November 2023, Emily was resentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 20 years. She's currently incarcerated at the Dayton Correctional Institution in Ohio, where she will be eligible for parole in 2035.
You know, she was trying to plead not guilty by reason of insanity. That's the easy excuse, especially with today's kids. She knew what she was doing. She was using the baby as a bargaining tool, I guess. Not as a child, but hey, you need to help me. This, that, you know. You had condoms in your room, so obviously we know you're not using them. I feel bad for the dad. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, why didn't you do more? You know? I don't really know what's going on with that whole relationship there. But when you say, I hope you should kill the baby anyway, it's going to come out retarded. I mean, that's the kind of shit I would say. Not the killing the baby part, but it's probably going to come out retarded because you drank too much. Don't know where I'm going with this tangent, but that bitch, I don't know why they just gave her life with possibility of parole. That bitch should be stuck in there for life, considering her reason for not guilty plea was insanity, disassociation. Do you really want something like that back in the public? I don't. And in all reality, I don't think she should be breathing right now. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the last segment for the day. I believe this is from Florida. You know, if you're taking a kid to a playground and you're watching this kid, right? You don't disappear and ask some random lady, hey, can you watch my child? I'll be right back. I wouldn't do it. This guy did it. Ends up bad, but not in the way that you think. This guy just continuously gets worse. It goes from, being about the kid to being about this guy. What is he doing here? Is he illegal? It doesn't matter. This guy broke so many laws that I should, impale his ass and hang his body in my front yard. Or some big fucking field where, like, hey, if you're a fucking shitbag parent who, kills your kids, gives them the possibility of being kidnapped, or trafficking your kids, or raping kids, I want to fucking impale you into a fucking parade field so everyone can see you. And I'll smile. What's up, bad guy?
You can leave
Dude, did you really not know the song Africa by Toto? Because I was finding it really hard to believe you, but at the same time, I'm like, this nigga's never actually heard the song before.
Bud? Huh? Is that your daughter? Yeah. Okay, come talk to me over here. Come talk to me. Let's go have a chat real quick. Sure. All right. Okay.
Get in the fence, bitch.
Oh, sure. All right, so how long were you gone?
No, I just went to the Walgreens and I asked the lady which she was playing with her daughter. I said, I'm gonna go to the store and...
How do you know the other lady?
What do you mean?
You said you left her here
I
with the
live
other
here
lady.
25 years. I know all the people here coming to the playground.
We've been here 25
so
years.
I just gone around, get the water.
So
and...
she knows you?
Yeah.
Which lady?
No
her
shit,
friend
dude. I
from
mean,
the school, the yellow t-shirt.
it happens, but at first I was like, I thought you were trolling people. But now that I know, now that you know. And knowing's half the battle.
Female? Oh, I don't see her anymore.
Yeah, that's a big problem,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, it is a big problem.
Yeah, where's your 6-year-old?
You've been gone for over an hour. No, but I have my phone. What?
These people have been with your daughter for an hour, and then she's been by herself.
No, I was
Yes.
sitting here on the parking lot.
Where? And what?
Here.
Which car were you in?
In pickup.
Which pick?
I was sitting here.
Which car are you in?
In that big white box pickup? Yeah. Okay, so from in there, you can see your daughter out here?
Yeah.
You can see your daughter in the
Yes,
parking
I'm
lot.
stepping out, going back.
How come no one's seen?
I mean...
All right.
Okay, can I ask you something so simple? Who called? Huh? It doesn't matter who called us. Several people called us. Okay, so we have an issue right now because your daughter was left here unattended, alone. Okay, so it doesn't matter who called. People called. Okay.
Even part of it was in Germany, which was supposed to be safer. The thought of leaving my kids outside without supervision for more than 5 minutes scares me. Scared me. This guy left a 6-year-old. I don't even let my adult daughters go anywhere without their brother. And he's only 16. That's how much I don't trust these people, this world. My son's about as tall as me, and he's about 40 pounds less, but it's solid muscle, so it's pretty good for a Filipino kid. I don't trust people. I don't trust other people with my kids. I rarely ever did. My kids did not fucking go to babysitters. For fuck's sake, not even one. I rarely ever put them in childcare. Actually, I don't think I personally think my wife did it because she had an appointment when I was deployed. Don't fucking trust your kids with anybody. And don't disappear for an hour. Oh, I got my phone.
I didn't say 10 people.
All right. Do you have your ID, sir? Huh? Do you have your ID? So you said you've been living here for 25 years.
24.
24 years?
Actually, sorry, 2007 moved out to Chicago.
So you drive, right?
I'm sorry?
So you drive?
What do you mean drive?
You drive a car?
If I have to.
So that's your car right there, right?
No, my son just left because he just bring the shopping, give me the...
Do you have a Florida driver's license?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a Florida driver's license?
No.
This is the only ID you have?
That's European, you see.
When did you come into the States?
In 2000, I would say.
Are you a United States citizen?
No.
Who do you live with?
What do you mean?
Who do you live with out
My
here?
brother.
With your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a citizen?
Yes.
Okay. So you drive, though, right? This isn't... Do you have, like, a driver's
That's not a
license?
driver's
No, I
Which
don't.
country are you from?
Poland.
Do you have a Polish driver's license?
This is the Polish one.
It's not a driver's license. It doesn't have an address on there. It says, like, a passport. There's Yeah, it's an ID. It's not a driver's license. And I don't even... You've been here 24 years and that's the only ID you have?
I mean, getting back.
You must be black.
Have you had anything to drink today?
I'm sorry?
Have you been drinking today?
Yes, of course I did.
How much have you drunk today?
Like 2 beers.
How big were those beers?
Why?
Okay. Who's driving that pickup truck out there?
Alan, my son. I mean, not my son, my the kids, because I have like 5 kids under my roof. They dropped, they left by the mom, so he's coming back to drive me because Gabriel was here.
Okay, so that's your truck out there, right?
Yes,
That
that's
white
Alan.
truck. Who was driving it? How did
Alan.
it get here?
Alan.
So if Alan was driving it, where's Alan?
At home.
He's at home.
5 minutes from here.
So Alan drove the truck here.
I'm just sitting in the truck and watch. That's what I'm saying. Because I have,
you get home?
like, I don't have the driver license. They said you have to come with me. I don't know if you speak Polish. No. So I said you have to drive because I drink the 2 beers and I don't want to drive. They drive. So he said okay. So that's what I'm waiting for.
So you've been drinking 2 beers out in that truck?
What? I'm sorry?
You've been drinking 2 beers out in that truck right there?
No.
So where were you? Where did you drink the 2 beers?
What do you mean, home?
At home.
Home.
And then Alan drove you in that truck and then dropped you off, and then Alan walked home and left you here.
Drive with his car.
Okay, so where's Alan?
At home. Okay. I'm just.
So how?
Well, Alan drove
Okay.
the truck and his car to the playground, and then took the car back and stayed home, but left the truck. So either Alan has a clone, or this guy's full of shit. And we know there's a possibility that both are correct.
Okay, one second.
Allegedly.
Because you're making me confused now.
Look, my man, honesty is the best policy, okay? Just be honest with me.
Yeah, I'm honest.
Okay, so who drove that truck here?
Alan.
So Alan drove the truck here and then walked home?
No, not walked. They come on the 2 cars.
So somebody else came and picked up Alan?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Alan.
Is that your daughter?
Yes.
Why are you not over there? Why is she not next to you?
Jestem tutaj, I'm with the resistance police officers are here. Can you come? Can you come
The white Dodge,
with the
and he
car
signaled too.
to the
He
big
signaled
playground?
too, and he's not a...
Can you
Big
come?
playground.
Can you come with a car? No, he's gonna walk there.
When I came, when I parked here, that truck was in there running, but everyone here said that she's been by herself for over an hour. So we need to call DCF.
Can you come here?
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that.
He's
Just come.
He's not driving, so...
Here.
DCF?
We just all Alan's fault.
So he's trying to tell me that Alan, his
Tak,
friend,
next to the school,
dropped him
yes,
off
to the
over
Samuel
here,
Pratt High School.
and then in that truck,
Yeah, come back.
then left, and he's just here with the truck. Do you have the keys to that truck?
It was running when I'm
Yeah.
running.
Stay right there.
Nope, sir, sir, come with me.
I'm not blaming you to go to my truck.
I don't care what you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what to do, and you're going to stay right there.
Yeah.
I'm not giving permission to get into my truck.
He's not going to go in the truck. Hey, sir,
Oh,
sir,
tase him.
in a second you're about to be in handcuffs.
Fuck
All right?
that. Tase him.
Because I'm not tolerating this.
Hey, you said that you know, we get all these statements we got.
Hey, dude.
I'm sorry?
Poland, right?
Yeah. Just give me 1 second. Whose truck is that?
Mine. I mean, sorry, mine. Like that.
No. Too late.
I mean, ours. Whatever.
Who's Alex?
Can I have my driver's license back? Why not?
Because we're still investigating a crime.
Crime of what?
Alan or Alex?
15 Sierra 611 Sierra Whiskey Papa.
Oh, the thing is, it's a simple story.
It is? Okay, cool.
When I left, I said, I'm gonna go back, buy you the Fuji water again. So I left, and the lady said, oh, she's fine. And she left, and I was sitting in the car talking to my friend, to the phone, and walking out, walking in. I don't want to be exposed to the sun. I'm a general contractor. I'm working outside. I have enough of the sun. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not doing anything.
The general contract.
When I see my daughter playing.
Does that mean he's illegal?
Showing a
What's the problem?
You ain't got nothing on you, right?
Where's the daughter?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any weapons on you?
What do you mean?
Do you have... Put your hands over here. Put your hands on this bar right here. Where's the kid now?
No, that's what I'm trying. Alan is coming.
Do you have... Where's that? How far away is Alan?
How far?
Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes from here.
Call Alan. Tell Alan to come over here.
No, he's coming.
He's coming?
He's coming.
Who's Alan?
That's brother of...
Huh? Her brother? Is he your son?
No,
How old is he?
19.
What's his name?
Alan.
What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Michael. I mean, I live in the...
but that ain't gonna...
I live... We can go to the house.
That's the only thing he's got.
You want to go to my house?
What do we need to go to your house for?
I don't know. You passport or something?
So look,
I don't
what
know.
is your last name? Is it? And Micah is your...
I'm sorry?
That's
Yes.
your first name?
Yes.
All right.
Where were you drinking it?
I'm sorry? Home.
You were drinking at home?
Yes.
Is there alcohol in that truck?
Yes.
Is it open?
No.
What's in there?
Beer.
Spear?
Just regular beer. Okay. Can I just put her home?
Are there any open cans?
Whatever you want to do, I don't care.
Paul, hang out over here for me.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his first name correctly, but it's reading as Christoph.
Who's Christoph?
Last name is
Uh-oh.
My brother?
Is that whose truck it is?
Yes.
So who is this guy that's coming? That's not your brother?
Alex.
No, that's... okay.
Her brother?
Yes, that's
How is she
actually
related
the
stepson?
Yes, no, not even. The mother left them. I have 5 kids under my roof. I'm the single father, okay? That's the story. And he have 2 twins. The 2 twins she left, and that's who's coming. I bought the car for him as well.
So it's his car. We're going to ask him if we could...
What's the guy's name that's coming?
Alan,
Paulus? Whatever.
can I have this one? Because I
Paul
lose
is the
this
guy
one.
that's coming.
Can I have it?
No, you cannot have it. I'm not done investigating. So Paul is not the owner of that truck that's here.
Alan.
Who the fuck is
No, it's not even Alan. It's some other guys.
No.
What is the address? Where do you stay
This
at
is
over
getting
here?
confusing. Is it Alan? Is it
Christoph.
Alex? Is it Paul? Is it Michael? Is it Mika? What the fuck, dude? There's too many goddamn Polish names running around. No wonder the Polacks were trying to get exterminated. Oh.
Juliet.
How far away is he?
This one, I don't know.
Can you call
Is that
him?
who you just called?
No, that's Alan. He went to Chicago.
Who went to Chicago?
Who?
Who went to Chicago?
Christoph?
Alan, her brother. Where's
No,
Alan?
no, Alan.
Alan is on his way, right?
Alan is here and Les is on his way too. Because they need to get the truck. Okay, yeah, this is...
Well, that truck is not registered. It can't drive. You can't drive that car. That truck is not registered. The registration's
The
expired.
registration is expired.
The Toad.
How far away is 89th Court? How far away
89th
is
is down by 89th is past.
You know, it's right here. It's
Past
like
Sunset?
5 minutes from here. It's 5 minutes from here.
Is that him?
Is that him?
That's...
Blue shirt.
No.
No?
The 2 guys gonna come because...
She's playing inside. All right, I'm gonna go see.
Can you-
I'm gonna give us some
Alan?
statements.
Yes.
You said her brother's in... Where's the brother at? Chicago. Who's here with you?
With me?
Yeah, who's coming? You said Paul is coming, right?
Paul. Paul in Chicago.
Paul and Alan.
Okay, so...
And Alan
Okay,
is...
let me call because I'm getting confused. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no shit.
Let me call them.
Sir,
Yes.
you can say...
1 second.
All right, and Alan owns the house. Or
Wow.
no?
Christoph owned the house.
Okay. And
Christoph owned the truck.
And he's not coming.
Oh, Christoph.
No, he's not gonna come.
And Alan is
a son which was dropped in the house, and I'm taking care of him.
Who is this girl that you entrusted your daughter with? What's her name?
Oh my God, Monique, but I don't.
Where does she live?
Here, that's a local girl. Because when I come here,
Alan's real.
they always.
Wait, is that Alan?
You know, meeting each other, like, you know.
At 19, right?
But the problem is that girl, whoever that is, she's
I know,
not here anymore.
I understand. I understand. I'm
You're
not saying.
good.
I'm just saying.
Who is this?
This is Alan.
This is Alan.
18.
All right.
19 this year.
So it's a silly question. You haven't had anything to drink, right?
No. Okay.
Yeah, he's just smoked pot.
Charman's got his ID.
Okay. All right, so you don't know her address, right?
No.
Do you know her phone number?
No.
You don't even know her name, do you?
I know. When you
Hi, random lady who I have no idea who you are. I don't know your name. I don't care what your name is, but I'm going to go back to the truck. I'm going to make a phone call. And by phone call, I mean drink some more beers. Can you watch my kid? I'll be back in 15 minutes to an hour.
Monique, what? You can come through. Come on.
No. It's just the thing is, okay. I don't know where you live, how you're doing this stuff, but when we are coming here, sometimes people ask me, can you watch my daughter? I said, well, why not? So I'm saying, I'm gonna run to the
Show hands. Hoover asked a complete stranger at a public park, hey, can you watch my kid? I'll be right back. Show of hands. Yeah, exactly.
the Fuji water or the water, and I'm just gonna come back in 5 minutes. It's fine. She said, yeah, I know. They friends from the school.
It's quite clear that you haven't been here in over an hour.
No. I was parked there first, and then when I came back from Walgreens, I parked here, and I was
so
walking,
So you told me you weren't driving that truck. Now you are driving the truck.
No. I'm saying we went to the Walgreens.
Who's we?
Alan was driving.
Yeah, no, you're lying. That's it. I'm done.
What do you mean?
You can take her. Let's go. I'm done with these games. No. Come on, Alan. You can take her.
Oh my God! Really?
Horn, we're not playing games anymore.
What?
No, you stay right there.
Yeah, get him.
All right. So, unfortunately, sir, entrusting your daughter with somebody and then disappearing for an hour while you're drinking.
Not hour.
It's over
It
now.
was 5 minutes.
You have people that are coordinating this.
Yeah, one's on yellow. I think.
All right. Is it a 19 or an 18?
I don't know.
Is it a 19 or? Right. So unfortunately, it's a third-degree mistake.
Bro, that's ingenious.
Right. Turn around, put your money back.
I just saw that. I'm like, it's fucking Iger. And then I saw the end. That's genius move. That's genius move.
Don't fucking resist. Don't fight. Don't want to do that. Don't do this.
He's fighting.
Bunch of kids, just put your hands behind your back.
Don't do it in front of your child. Okay, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me stand.
You're going to put your hands behind your back and we'll walk you nice and slowly to a car, okay? We don't have to fight about this. The kid doesn't have to see any of that, all right? Just put your hands behind your back.
Leave me alone.
I'm not going to let go of you.
No. Let me do it easily.
Okay.
Go ahead. Just leave.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Leave my hands.
Go ahead.
We're not letting go of you.
I need to use a restroom.
We'll take care of that. Don't worry about it.
Can I go?
Not until we are under security.
You want to go on the side of the sidewalk here?
I can tell you where you put the front of
Right now, you can't keep. You're going in handcuffs. You can go pee afterwards, all right?
Yeah, that's
fine.
Yeah.
All right, so put your hands behind your back.
No, I'm not gonna.
Don't resist. Don't resist. You're gonna get tased.
Ground
We're gonna get tased.
Hey, I already have one.
You're gonna get tased. Put your hands behind your back.
Can you stop?
Stop.
Dude, why is it on the ground?
Put your hands behind your back. This is your last chance. Put your hands behind your back.
All that for no reason. I hope
Okay. Can I go to the bathroom?
We'll take that in a second.
we can do in the bathroom, bro.
Johnny,
And go to the restroom?
unlock your car.
Can you unlock
that
it?
one.
Take the truck.
Can you unlock it?
Yep. Yeah. So we're not just gonna let you walk unhandcuffed.
So,
Not happening.
Alan, take his.
Sarge, can you have him unlock his car? All right, bud, have a seat.
Can you uncuff this, please?
Come on. Have a seat.
Can I have my wallet back and phone?
No, it's gonna be in your property. Have a seat.
No, but that's... Man, that's too tight.
All right, just give me
Yeah,
a
it's
second.
like riding in a Humvee. What the fuck up?
I guarantee you, there'll be a Florida ID in here.
Take the truck. Now you have.
All right, look, man, Zergoff, listen to me. Okay. We're not gonna have a repeat of last time. Okay.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna let you go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Okay. You're not gonna fight us. Do nothing like that. Okay.
Nothing.
All right.
I'm just gonna follow your order. That's
Okay.
It's
All right.
already went too far.
Okay. All right, buddy. All
Can
right.
you just cut this
We're gonna take that off once you get to the bathroom.
We'll
Okay.
get, get there,
sure.
Joe.
You can lock the door, close the...
That's fine. We're gonna go right this way. Okay.
The suspect was charged with child neglect without great bodily harm, disorderly intoxication, and obstructing an officer.
Way to go, jerk off. And pretty much, another Father of the Year award winning candidate. Bro, people fucking suck when it comes to kids and being parents. I mean, I'm not one to tell people how to parent, but, I think I did a pretty fucking good job if I do say so myself. I mean, they only called the cops on me once, but that's when they were an adult and they tried to kick him out of my house. We're past that. We're best friends now. But, as you can see, or even 19, 20-year-old parents, I didn't know I was pregnant. I just thought I had stomach pains. Oh, I didn't kill the baby. That baby wasn't real. Or, hey, excuse me, miss, yeah, you want to do me a favor? Just for a couple minutes. I need to go get something. Can you watch my daughter? I'll be back maybe 5, 10, an hour. Good? All right? Sweet. Don't call the cops. Whatever you do, don't call the cops. Fucking pathetic, people. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, let me rewind that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of 18 and above, you can't really be a child if you're 18 and above. However, you can be a child if you're above 18, because your parents, you're still a child to them. Fact check proven. Anyway, I'm not telling you how to think, I'm just telling you to think, and all of these people that I showed you today, I mean, you can make your own decision. Plus, you know what I was thinking, and because that's why you're here, because I think the way the fuck I want, and there's nothing y'all can do about it, unless we're in South Korea. Then in South Korea, I probably shouldn't be doing this broadcast because it's not government approved.